Hit that like button, just like
What's that
Tyson.
word, family? Hey, man, check this out. Now, we all know about Florida and its stand your ground rules and its stand your ground laws. It was brought to our attention when Trayvon Martin was shot and killed, man. It just didn't make no sense that someone can follow someone and that be considered as standing their ground. Now, we got another story coming up out of Florida about a stand your ground law. Now, this brings us to this situation. When does stand your ground actually cross the line? Right here, I'm going to bring you guys an interesting story about when stand your ground laws crosses the line. Now, we have a man that was being robbed at an ATM. He had every right to stand his ground, right? Well, let me play y'all the story and we'll get back to it. I'll be back with more commentary after this.
It's Saturday, February 13th, 8:22 p.m. The pickup truck pulls up at the BB&T Bank ATM on Southwest 88th Street and 137th Avenue. The man inside the car we now know is Christopher Luis, initially a victim of a crime. The video is hard to watch. Three armed men approach 25-year-old Luis. So Luis defends himself, starts shooting at one approaching the driver's side. Documents show the other two kept shooting at Luis. Seconds later, he gets out of the truck, takes the gun from the man he shot, who's on the ground, then takes off.
He was entitled to meet their force with firearms with the equal amount of force. So he was within his right to stand his ground and use deadly force against the people who were trying to rob him.
But what happens next is what changes things. 4 minutes later, investigators say Luis comes back to the drive-thru and fires the gun he had taken from the robbery suspect, shooting him more than 10 times. The arrest warrant says while Luis is shooting, he's on the phone, reporting he's being shot at.
So what concerns me is that people have to realize that understand your ground. You have to be under a threat of force to use that same amount of force back at the people who are threatening you.
My name is Mikey Clark.
Mikey Clark, only 16 years old, was the one killed. Police say 18-year-old D'Angelo Davis and 19-year-old Stanley Al Clark were the other two men involved in the robbery. Luis was hit 2 times, but not seriously hurt. We understand he was taken to Kendall Regional, and now he is being charged with aggravated battery with a firearm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what y'all think about that sad case right there? You know, the saddest thing about that is that the 16-year-old boy ran up to the driver's side to immediately get murdered, while the 18-year-old and another older teenager got away without being harmed at all. Now, I kind of feel sorry for this 16-year-old boy, but I don't, man. They would have been the ones that killed somebody if he was not killed. You know what I'm saying? Mothers, black mothers, you got to take care of your kids more. You got to find out what the hell they doing. They're hanging around 18-year-old kids, 19-year-old kids, and this is what's happening. They're sending off younger teenagers. It just don't make no sense. It just don't add up. Now, the thing about this Luis guy is he pulled off, came back 4 minutes later, and unloaded the clip from the gun that the suspect had. Unloaded that clip into a lifeless child's body. He may have pulled off and said, you know what? They shot me twice. I'm going to put more bullets, make sure he's dead. He was already dead, just laying there on the ground, dying. It was 4 minutes later. And it makes me say this too. God damn, it took the police more than 4 minutes to come to where shots were being fired at. Somebody's laying on the ground bleeding out. But this guy, Luis, ain't getting away with that overkill, man, because he went back and he actually did so much overkill that it just don't add up. It don't make any sense to anybody, man. We got to save the children, man. 16-year-old kids are out here doing the most. 13-year-old kids are out here doing the most. Some type of way we'll have to learn how to save these children. Why are they out here committing these heinous crimes? Now, this boy got taught a lesson. He won't be around to see the changes that he may have made in life. He won't be around for his family members, not anymore. All because he was sent off by other gang members. And I'm going to call him a gang because it was a gang of 3 of them. But he's not going to get off scot-free. He may do 2-3 years in the penitentiary just for doing the overkill. He may lose his guns just for doing the overkill. But at the same time, I stand with Luis in this situation. I'm at the ATM all the time, and I'm always waiting on somebody to run up on me and try to take my little cash. I'm always waiting on somebody to do that. And I'll be at the ATM later than 8 p.m. Now, keep in mind, this happened at 8 p.m. I'll be at the ATM at midnight, because I get off of work late. So I go to the ATM at midnight a lot, and I'll just be sitting there waiting on the motherfucker, 16-year-old, 13-year-old, 12-year-old, 10-year-old to run up on me with a firearm so that I can blow their ass down. Now, the right to protect yourself is simply that, the right to protect yourself. Y'all can't go around taking people's shit thinking that people are not going to protect themselves. See, that's the issue right there. People think that all of this stuff is a joke. Life ain't no joke. In the words of the homie, Lil Durk. I want y'all to tell me how y'all feel about this story in the comments section. I'll be back with more news, keeping y'all up to date with all the latest hip-hop news, entertainment, and sports events that's going on. Peace.